currently taking place. Dr. Mupambi, thank you so much for taking the time to join us and looking forward to our discussion.
Thank you so very much for having me.
All right. Now, as we can appreciate, of course, the summit bringing leaders, important people, high office representations, traditional leaders. Yet, the common question that is always asked is, how does the community have a voice? But more importantly, how is the community benefiting from such initiatives? Those who are watching across the country are seeing important figures arriving at the Harare International Conference Center, but how is their voice also ensured to have viability in the current summit?
Well, thank you so very much. Maybe I can put it across and say it is a good move. Yes, some communities may learn that it is now 25 years after the setup of the TFCAs. And the question then that follows is about communities. Part of the objectives is on the table is to make sure that communities are at the center of the programming on the conservation subject. But also they are actually custodians. This is what is more important of these very, very special zones. Right. And the next first question is, how are they going to benefit from these TFCAs and the conservation agenda? You would appreciate that there has been also an acknowledgement. I think it's also from the SADC Secretariat official, Mr. Domingos, who of course say the rise in terms of human wildlife conflict, and how are we going back and making sure that those communities does not only benefit but also get their, of course, addressed, get those damages, of course, addressed. So I think first forward there was an issue of partners funding. I want to deduce this probably to zero into community level, and want to probably term these special zones. This is money, right. Biodiversity and ecotourism. It's money itself.
Right.
The next question is probably is, how do we manage this money to benefit us fully? Mm-hmm. Probably this should be the issue.
Right. If I could pick up from your summation there, Dr. Mupambi. You highlight ecotourism as being a means of revenue generation. If I understand you correctly, are you raising concerns around how that revenue is being channeled back towards sustaining those particular areas?
Indeed, we are at, of course, 25 years after such a shared definition on how to manage these resources, shared infrastructure, shared expertise on how to conserve. And of course, this has been playing positively into the GDP of SADC, though of course, according to reports, we are not yet there, but it has been playing directly. I want to believe that even in the 2023 to 2033 TFCA's plan, my program plan that has been presented, the issue of funding is coming on board, of course, leaning mainly on the issue of partners. But I think it's high time we challenge ourselves. What is this money for? It's for managing money. Right. And I am saying probably we must reach a time when we quickly realize that we are asking for money to manage money. Right. Probably we need to graduate a little bit and talk of real sustenance, and also probably make sure that we are put a deliberate policies that, of course, channel back a reasonable resource to manage such streams, because logically going forward, I want to believe that from these zones, well managed, we must get resources actually to nourish our hospitals, to nourish the service delivery streams that are not probably mainly meant to generate much in terms of revenue.
Right.
So such a sector, probably we need to get ourselves to some level of consciousness,
right,
to realize that no, this is money lying, and we cannot continue to fundraise for money because we want money. It confuses a bit.
Right.
So I think probably we just need to have some political consciousness, political will, to realize that we have a cash cow lying.
Right. Let's put the issue plainly. You said that the people are the custodians,
Yes.
caretakers.
Yes.
The question of ownership comes up. To be the custodian by virtue of being the caretaker implies that you are serving a role that is a conduit, so to speak, between. Is there more that must be done to encourage empowerment and ownership of the custodians themselves? Or is the incentive that is being given towards conservation, the monetary one you referred to, affecting the custodians?
Indeed, we need to revisit the question of incentivizing the local communities for the stewardship role,
Right.
which they are playing. And also in terms of empowerment, we need to capacitate those communities to play vital role and critical roles in guarding such places. We need, of course, to also tap into their rich indigenous knowledge systems on how they've been surviving with coexisting between them and those crucial species within those special zones.
All right, I look forward to unpacking a bit more of those very intriguing